What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another unboxing. Let's go ahead and dig into this guy. I'm not sure what this is or who this is coming from just yet, but we are about to find out together. So let's see what we have here. Ooh, okay. So I reached out to Vosteed not long ago and asked them if they had anything they'd be interested in sending into the channel for me to check out, and they said that they did. So they sent me in a little knife to take a look at. Let's dig into this guy. Vosteed, in my opinion, has some of the best unboxing experience in the whole game. They just nail it when it comes to the unboxing experience. So that should be a tall tale sign as to what it is. They got a customer support card, and they give you a company card there as well. So that is what we are looking at. The Vosteed Corgi black stonewash blade, black micarta, coming in 14C 28N steel. And then they give you a nice zipper pouch, and they give you an RE plus a sticker plus the pouch. And then you get your knife and a microfiber cloth. Like I said, they absolutely nail the unpackaging experience, and it's a big deal. You know, it's nice to have companies who care about the way they send you things and what they send you. So this is definitely a unique looking knife here. I have never checked this knife out. Very tight tolerances here. Blade looks nice and centered. It looks like a button lock. So we have a rear flipper and a front flipper. Okay. I am interested to see how that plunge lock is holding up in there, or if that is a plunge lock. So you can definitely get a nice amount of leverage on this guy via the rear flipper tab there. We have a nice black washed drop point blade. We have a swedge going to the tip there. A very elegant drop point, if you will. Fairly thin blade stock. I would say that's about average. Looks like it has a nice edge on it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that don't feel too bad at all. Yeah. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Nice and oiled up for sure. And then we have a front flipper as well. Yeah. So this is a sleek design here. Very thin profile. That's not bad at all. That's comfortable in hand. We do have a G10 backspacer, it looks like, with an integrated lanyard post there. Then we have a lower mounted deep carry clip, and everything has been recessed in there. Plenty of room to get in and out of the pocket. We also have some internal milling in there, some circular internal milling. And now this is cross-cut micarta here. So that is something a little different. This is a cool design. I like how it's unique in that the button is in center line with the pivot and everything else. You do have a filler tab for left-hand carry, so that's another nice touch on this guy. This actually has a very good spring in there for deployment. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Why don't we go ahead and, since I'm thinking about it, let's see what we're looking like when this is in the pocket, so to speak. I am going to be makeshifting my own fifth pocket and pocket. We'll see how that turns out. I need to get on that. It's something I've been wanting to do. So even though this is lower mounted, because it's a deep carry clip, you're not really going to have much sticking out of the pocket, just enough that you'll be able to kind of grab a hold of that guy and pull it out. Good retention on the clip. Yeah, this is a nice, unique design. The Corgi feels very lightweight too. We'll do a full in-depth overview of this guy. This is just an unboxing, guys. Typically, I don't do a whole lot of spec checking in the unboxing unless it's something I'm pretty interested in as far as the spec. But this is lightweight. 3.3 ounces, 14C, 28N on the steel. You got the Corgi label there on the back. Why don't we go ahead and check the size of this too? So the ratios, people will be pretty happy. We got a 3-inch blade, and then we're coming down about 7 1/8 or so, 7 3/16 overall. So not a big knife and not a small knife. Why don't we go ahead and see what kind of edge that came on this guy? I have had several Vosteeds, and I still own all of them, and they've all come with a very good edge. In particular, the RS Chaos came with an extremely good edge, and it doesn't look like this guy is going to be any different. Yeah, that's got a nice little edge on it. This is going to be a nice kind of gentleman style carry. It's very sleek, very slender. It's not heavy. So this will make a nice little gentleman style pocket knife, and it's going to be fun to carry because you have the front and rear flipper mixed with a button lock. That's going to make this a nice knife for things such as that, you know, a gentleman's lightweight carry type of deal. Of course, button locks are not meant for harder use activities. Why don't we see what it does up against some cardboard here, just to kind of get an idea. A lot of people cut up cardboard and so on with their knife, or do a lot of unpackaging. Yeah, this is definitely going to handle your cardboard task very well. And that tip is in line with the pivot there, and because the handle is so neutral here, you'll be able to get right up on that tip for very precise and accurate detail cuts. And then, of course, if you need to, you know, have a lot of control over this blade, you'll be able to get right up behind that edge for a lot of control. So that's something that is key in a design like this. You're gonna have a ton of control over the whole blade from the tip all the way to the tang of the knife there. Yeah, you're gonna be locked in that index style of grip there. And it seems like the spring in this is definitely, I've had a couple of Vosteed button locks, and they were all, you know, good, but this definitely seems, this seems a little bit more refined. Let's wipe that guy off. So we wipe this guy off. He looks nice and clean. We're going to see how that plunge lock is holding up in there. Now keep in mind, guys, this is brand new, out of the box. No break-in time, no break-in period other than what I've just done with it here. So let's see what we got. Couple of light taps towards the tip there. And it's solid. Great job. Okay. So, you know, everybody is aware of the fact, you know, companies are going to go through growing pains. And that is clear. That's going to be evident. Companies are going to have their growing pains no matter what it might be, whether it's something to do with the heat treat on the steel, or whether it's a locking mechanism, or whatever it might be. The key is, how does that company respond and handle the issue at hand? And Vosteed has openly accepted some of the issues that they have had in the past, and they are fixing them. And that is clear in this most recent model here, at least from, in my experience. The RS Chaos is solid as a rock. Now that is a compression button lock, so a little bit different story than this guy. But, they went back to the drawing board when it came to their button locks, and they seem to be getting it down here, and that is a great thing to have a solid lockup on your button locks. And even with solid lockup on your button locks, tight tolerances, the proper geometry within that plunge, you're still not going to want to go crazy with this thing as far as how hard you're using this knife. Now, that doesn't mean that it shouldn't still be solid and have tight tolerances and be locked up. But on the other hand, it's a button lock, and you're not going to want to push that lock too far. So that is, they nailed this right here, guys. And I just noticed the pivot when I flipped it over. That is an awesome looking, what would you call that? Kind of a faux bolster almost, or like a pivot collar. That looks really good. I didn't even take notice to that here until I flipped it over, and I was like, oh, it is on both sides. So this is a nice little minimal EDC knife right here. Very neutral handle. Everything is symmetrical is what I was looking for. This would have been awesome in a spear point, because then you would have had a perfectly symmetrical knife all the way. I mean, it's relatively close, but that would have been just an extra topping on the pie here. But definitely nailed this in my opinion. The spring is nice and strong in there. You can do all the top flipper, front flipper stuff you want with this guy. Yeah, you can get right up on there. So that's done very well. These are very minimal, but they work. You can get a lot of leverage on those. And the way it's designed, it's so far up above the pivot that you can just get a ton of leverage on that flipper tab as I screw it up. You can just get a ton of leverage. So that's nice. And then that front flipper is the same deal. You'll be able to get a ton of leverage on it. And the springs being strong in there plays a key and plays a role in how the deployment is. So for all intents and purposes, as far as the design goes, this is excellent execution all the way around on this guy. I have no complaints on this knife whatsoever. It came nice and sharp out of box. Everything, the fit and finish is great. The springs are strong in there. Centered, solid lockup. Slides over the seam of the hank good, so it's going to slide over the seam of your pants pocket very well. I wouldn't change the clip either. I mean, even though it's a little bit lower, I don't mind that at all, being able to snag a hold of this a little bit. Recessed screws and pocket clip, they make it lefty friendly. Yeah, this is a great design that is executed very well. This is definitely going to get a full overview, and this is going to work its way into one of my favorite gentleman carries here of 2024. I know it's not a 2024 model, but it is new to me and the channel, and I like this thing quite a bit. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Do you have a Corgi, or do you have any Vosteeds? I'd love to know. Love hearing from y'all. Hit the thumbs up button before you head out. I greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel, helps out the videos. And if you're new to the channel, or you've been here before and you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below the video. It would mean the world to me. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Shout out to Vosteed for sending this in. Love you, and I will catch you on the next one.